Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Vampyr. I'm your host, BringItDon, and we... alright. Initially, I was going to not include this. I'm going to talk to Louise Teasdale, which I was initially going to leave out of this episode, and... I'm also going to cure everybody this episode that's at Pembroke, because... I want to, and I was going to... Again, I was going to leave it out, but, the conversation with her is a little bit more... It's funnier than I was expecting, so let's talk to her.
Good evening, Miss Teasdale. How have you been since you returned home?
Dr. Reid. Oh, thank God you returned safely from these awful streets. I was so worried about my father that I left without thanking you properly.
Please don't mention it, miss.
Good. I found him, you know. My dad. Or what was left of him. I think my abductor intended to do the same thing to me.
What do you do for a living, Miss Teasdale?
Before my kidnapping, I was a waitress in a pub. Now I'm unemployed.
Were you fired?
No. It's just that after my recent experience, I don't feel like I can go back to my normal life. I need to do something useful.
Be very careful, Miss Teasdale. You were lucky to escape death once, but vampires lurk everywhere.
You killed my kidnapper by yourself, didn't you? No offense, Doctor, but you're just a doctor. I don't see why I couldn't do the same.
What do you intend to do?
Dad always told me, Louise, if you want something, don't stop until you have it. I did my research and I found it. Ichabod Throgmorton, professional vampire hunter. I'll be his apprentice.
That seems like a good idea.
What can you tell me about this area?
I've never really liked this part of town. It was where my father wanted to live. I won't remain here much longer.
What exactly don't you like about it?
People here are contemptuous and elitist. My dad always said, Louise, always treat people like you want them to treat you.
Why did your father feel guilty? He seemed so eager to welcome you back, as though he'd done something wrong.
Last time we saw each other, we had a terrible argument. I left the house and ended up in a pub. That's where the vampire met me. Dead drunk.
I see.
We argued a lot, me and Dad. But I always came home. I'm sure that's why he went to find me. He knew something bad had happened.
Your father never gave up on you. In the end, he risked everything to save the daughter he loved.
Yeah, that was my dad. Tough bastard, just like me. Even if I'd broken his leg, he would have gone looking for me.
What do you mean?
That last argument we had, it was more of a fight, actually. He slapped me and I kicked him hard in the balls.
Alright, this part right here is pretty... I thought it was funny enough to put into the video.
Louise, what can you tell me about the vampire who captured you?
The little fucker claimed he'd fallen in love with me. That he wanted to spend eternity with me. Not a bad idea. At least that's the way it seemed at first.
Really? Did you consider accepting his proposal?
Well, immortality. Not a common wedding gift, is it? I think he just wanted to have his way with me. Can vampires even fuck, Doctor?
What? Well, I really can't answer that. Since they are creatures of blood, physically speaking, I suppose an erection is possible, but I...
Don't be embarrassed, Dr. Reid. I was just asking.
You seem to cherish your father a great deal.
Dad was the best. He kept an eye on me, but let me make my own mistakes. Louise used to say, mistakes are the best teacher. You would have liked him.
I'm sorry you didn't have the opportunity to say goodbye.
That's all right. He's buried in consecrated ground now. Nothing bad can happen to him.
Louise, tell me what you really think about your father's sacrifice to save you.
I'm proud he went after me. I forgive him all his harsh words, all his bloody attitudes. I only wish I could tell him how much I loved him.
Yes. It can be traumatic not having the chance to say goodbye to those we love.
Yes, Doctor. And there's no treatment for that type of pain, isn't that right? That may be the last thing my father taught me.
Alright, that's
Goodbye.
everything. Just that one little tidbit about the vampire intercourse I thought was pretty funny. I want to go talk to I wanted to talk to Lady Ashbury, but she doesn't have the thing anymore. I guess I missed my chance between the searching for Doris and all that, right? That sucks. Let's go this way. Right, she is... Yeah, her house was this way. Ashbury's. I'm gonna go see if she has anything to say. She doesn't have an exclamation point above her anymore, so maybe... Probably not. And it's been a night, so I might be able to go back to the theater and grab that notebook. So I was forced to leave for story reasons last time. Oh, hello. So all the enemies are gonna have respawned. The heck? Sound like gunshots.
It's locked, all right.
Okay. So I can't go in there now, but I can get to the hospital real quick and talk to, man.
Step away!
Oh, shush your face. Oh, man. Well, that felt good. Yeah, go this way, cross the bridge, take a left. Oh, alright. There's usually enemies right here. Alright, they're beneath it. Fine with me. Anybody sick? Nope, those two are fine. Let's go on up here. Clay Cox, you need medical treatment. Oh, sit down.
When I get...
You're lucky. Don't. I'll...
Alright, who else needs it? Unhooks. This woman.
Good evening. Now.
Good evening.
I'm probably,
Do you require...
I...
Goodbye.
might eavesdrop on these two to find more of their hints. The, tippets and the
Good evening, Milt.
Bannigan?
Good evening,
Brannigan?
Doctor.
Do you need... Oh,
Yes.
I...
Oh, ring, not worried about that. Necklace. Sean's cross. Oh, cool, they keep the inventory that you sell them. That's nice. Yeah, Nurse Brannigan. Nope, talked to the
Good
wrong
evening.
one.
Yeah.
Good evening. Soldier.
No, don't.
Good...
Disgust on every street.
Oh, that Mortimer was sick. I guess it's just his mom.
Good evening.
Do you...
Yeah.
Well,
Goodbye.
Hey, loot. Looks like a lot of the stuff reset. Maybe it's every night it resets? No, that's not right. Maybe it's random.
I'm quite
Do you need...
dumb.
Let-
I
Harvey,
Good evening. Good evening.
been forever since
Is
I've talked to
the-
you.
Goodbye.
will not let you...
Yep. Corpse thief.
Good evening. Do you need... And... Of course.
Usually doesn't have anything worth buying, yeah. Nothing worth buying. Alright, let's check it out. Alright, everyone is recovering. Let's go talk to Swansea.
We may lack the resources, but we have some of the most brilliant minds in London at Pembroke.
Talk to Swansea, then we'll go to the theater in West End and look for that notebook. And if we have time, we'll go back and talk to Lord Redgrave.
What news, Jonathan? I've heard you've now joined the vampire elite of London.
Did Elizabeth tell you?
So it's Elizabeth now. My. Things are moving quickly. I turn my back for a moment and away you go.
Have you seen Lady Ashbury recently?
Yes, she popped in yesterday. Told me about your new friends in the West End.
Just a courtesy visit, then.
Yes. And no. She was en route to the docks, I think. Following a lead concerning your maker.
Oh, okay.
I may have found the source of the contagion. Doris Fletcher, the actress. Thankfully, in the end, she was destroyed by fire.
Really? Oh, please, do tell me more.
Doris was a heavily mutated skal, almost a new breed entirely. It's as if the disease had completely altered her mind and body. Highly contagious.
As if the disease had taken control of her will?
Yes. Once a beautiful and brilliant woman, she became motivated by hate alone.
Oh, she was a beauty. I met her when she visited the hospital to cheer up the sick. Too bad the fire destroyed her. But it was probably for the best.
Have you heard of similar cases?
No, I don't think so. Except, perhaps, it reminds me of an old report from the Brotherhood. Well, more an article, really.
What was it about?
The author, a friar, referred to a rare form of contagion in a skal he observed during the Black Death. The carrier was always female. They called them Icors.
Okay.
How's the situation at the Pembroke?
We're still holding out. Question is, for how long? What we really need is hope, Jonathan. Hope for a better tomorrow.
I'll come.
Always a...
Okay. Let's get back to the theater then. And we'll return that back to Usher Talltree. I think if it gives me a choice between reading his notebook and not reading it, I'm not going to. I'm sure that the reward differs depending on your discovery or your decision, of course. Just like everything else, like with Joe, whatever his name is, and the merchant. I looked it up after the fact. I got a better reward for giving it to the merchant. That box with the cheaty letter in it. Got more shillings. I think that's it. Yeah, you just got shillings out of it. Get faster if I go this way. I could go up there and...
Die, vermin!
Oh, shush your face. Hey.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
You'll be alright.
I have this thirst for blood.
One of them!
No.
There's one of them vermin!
Alright. Cleaning up the streets. Ooh, hello.
It's not human! Kill it! Watch out! It's fast!
Alright, here's the theater. Let's go back in here.
I cannot enter.
Okay, go back in that way. Let's circle around to the backside. Alright, let's kill these guys first, get some experience.
Murdering!
Hey, stop that. Give me your loot. So I can't believe I can't open up that chest. I feel like that was an oversight on the developer's part. That one chest. Oh, nope, gotta go this way. So I'm sure I can get back into the theater, right? At least I hope so. Hey.
Over there! There's one of them vermin!
I'm glad those guys are easy to deal with. Hey. Don't be a butthead. Alright. Let's see about getting back into this theater. So again, it's gotta be in there somewhere. I'm assuming it's in the theater. It might not be, I guess. It could be on someone down there. There's a box. I see it. Let's check that out first. Nope. Alright. Back into the theater then, if I can.
It's locked, all right.
Nope. Alright. Don't know what I'm gonna do about the notebook then. Unless it is down here somewhere. Which I highly doubt. Yeah, because if I go any further that way, I'm out of the circle. I guess it could be down here? It's technically in range. Yeah, don't see it down here. Well, might just be crap out of luck, I guess. I don't know. Let's go talk to what's his face? Lord Redgrave. Another chest I can't open. Alright, full on blood, don't need any more of that.
Good evening, old chap.
I won't lock.
You need...
I don't know why I stopped to talk to him. Like I don't recognize him whenever I. Oh, that's right. I didn't treat her this time. I treated her last time.
evening.
Then I reloaded so y'all can see the
I have... Goodbye, Miss T.
the funny bit.
Nobody takes them seriously.
Hey, Lady Asprey's here. It's not supposed to be in here.
Back, Dr. Reid.
Elizabeth, what are you doing here?
I've been formally asked to witness your triumph, my dear. After all, isn't it the natural role of a woman to support her man in victory?
But it's you who insisted I join the Ascalon.
Please forgive my giddiness. I'm just overcome by the thrill of finally being allowed within these hallowed halls.
You certainly have an inquisitive mind. It's quite something. Elizabeth Asprey, only you can make me smile in these difficult times.
And the same to you, Jonathan Reid. Now go have your little chat with the chairman. I can see he's practically bursting to hear your report.
Alright, let's go talk to what's his face. What's up, fella?
Welcome back to the Ascalon Club, Lance-Bearer. Please tell us the good news. Have you put an end to the epidemic?
My hypothesis was correct. Doris Fletcher was the source of the contagion in this part of town. She was probably the first to be infected.
And you cleansed her before the hunters, I've been told. Well done, Dr. Reid. You thrust your lance and pierced the very heart of the corruption.
But some questions remain.
The important thing is, we won a major battle for the survival of London. For that, we salute you.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, I have another task for you. One of the utmost importance. Perhaps even more so than the previous.
I'm listening.
It's time for you to perform a most sacred duty for the club. I want you to recruit a new vampire.
Recruit a new vampire? Are you sending me on some sort of diplomatic mission?
Not exactly. I want you to make Aloysius Dawson the Ekon he deserves to be.
I'm not sure I'm the best candidate for such a task.
I can hear the hesitation in your voice, Dr. Reid. I admire a man of principles. But in this matter, there is more at stake than your moral comfort.
It's not a moral question, Lord Redgrave. It's the responsibility of giving immortality to a man I barely know.
Nonsense. Aloysius has been a member of the Ascalon for years. This is but the fruition of a long-held plan.
How would you like me to proceed?
Aloysius is waiting for you at the Dawson estate. Once the deed is done, I'll join you there to celebrate this momentous occasion.
Before I go, I have a few questions.
All right, I'm listening.
Why Aloysius Dawson?
Because he is about to die. And he just may be the most influential man in England. After me, of course.
Did he choose me?
No, I did. My decision is very recent, to say the least, but it is entirely mine.
Does he know I'm coming?
He can't wait to become your progeny, Dr. Reid. Especially now that you have shown how strong your lineage is through your sister.
How would you like me to proceed?
Don't worry. Aloysius has had many years to prepare himself. He has studied our kind for decades.
So shall I just let him drink my blood?
Yes. Aloysius will gratefully sup on your blood. His heart will slow, then stop. But he will rise again as one of us, an immortal.
Is there any danger?
Our blood alters a mortal body so deeply that some don't survive the metamorphosis. They die for good. But Mr. Dawson has been preparing himself for a long time.
You invited Lady Ashbury. Wouldn't that be breaking?
She
one
seemed
of
like
your
she was in a
cardinal
trance when she was
rules?
talking to us.
No women allowed.
Not allowed as members, no. But considering the circumstances, I thought you'd like to have her here to witness your triumph.
So it's a temporary admittance, then.
Something of a bargain, considering the crisis we're currently facing.
Goodbye.
Okay, so wants me to go and help out Aloysius Dawson. I feel like it's gonna backfire. And if he doesn't want to do it, I'm not gonna make him do it. That's not for me.
Are you all right, Jonathan?
Lord Redgrave has just ordered me to turn Aloysius Dawson. To make him my progeny.
I see. And how do you feel about this?
I'd like your advice on the matter.
The real question here is, why has his lordship given you this task?
Do you think it's some sort of trap?
Do you really want to know what I think about this?
I do, yes.
To make an immortal of a soulless blackguard like Aloysius Dawson will only lead to a disaster for London. The man is already dead inside.
Should I refuse? Perhaps politely suggest that Lord Redgrave turn the man into a vampire himself.
Don't you dare, my dear. According to what I've recently discovered, his lordship could kill you for even broaching the subject.
Really? Why?
I've recently found proof that the Earl of Bristol is of lesser lineage and only capable of creating skals.
Please tell me more about your recent investigation.
As long as you lower your voice.
What would you have me do about Dawson?
The man is dangerous. Did you know he plans to build a wall to separate the healthy rich from the sickly poor? Do not make him your progeny.
What would you do?
The man's dying already. Let the reaper harvest the rotten fruit that is his soul.
What would happen if I made Dawson an Ekon like myself?
You would add a powerful immortal into a suffering world. An immortal who already craves authority.
Maybe I could teach him control, like you taught me. Lead him down the right path.
Mr. Dawson spent his life searching for a way to cheat death. I'm sure he has spent decades dreaming of how he'd spend eternity as a tyrant.
Are you sure your information about Redgrave is correct? He says he's the progeny of the great knight William Marshall, who lived some 9 centuries ago.
That's a lie. Lord Redgrave is unable to create anything but skulls, if the poor souls survive at all.
How can you be sure the information was correct?
I made the acquaintance of a most interesting informer while investigating your maker, from whom I learned the truth about Lord Redgrave.
Why so vindictive? You suddenly sound like you're angry.
Forgive me, Jonathan. I hate myself for it, but I feel such pride in my discovery. I'm afraid I just can't help it.
Which is?
He did serve William Marshall. And yes, the blood he covets as a token does truly belong to that legendary knight. But he was never his progeny. His lineage is not so noble.
Goodbye for now.
Goodbye, my dear.
Okay. Oh, have I not been over here? Did I just miss that letter the first time? Well, hello. Okay, well, neat little secret about him. I had a feeling he was lying about it from the get-go. It's a very typical story arc in a video game. Alright, I'm going to call the episode here. In the next episode, I'm going to try and figure out what I can do about that notebook, if I can get back into the theater. I would really like to, so I can get that notebook. Finish that quest, because I like finishing quests as I get them.
It looks like vampires have to obey Mendel's laws when producing progeny. Powers pass from one generation to another. That's why Dawson wants me to sire him.
Anyway, we're going to call it here, and in the next episode, we'll maybe find the notebook, and also try and find that notebook. Did I say that already? Yeah, I just said the notebook thing. Notebook and Dawson. We'll figure out both those quests. Thanks for watching, and I hope to catch y'all in the next episode.